I hope you're all doing well. It's Friday. It's Friday. I hope you're all doing well. Hi, Dusklight. Hi. How are you, sweetheart? How you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Hope you had a good week. Congrats on getting first. Sorry. I'm really cold right now. My room is freezing. My fingers are so cold. The AC has been on like pretty much like an hour straight. It feels like it just turned off. It'll probably be back. But the furnace AC thing is like is in the room adjacent to mine, so I'm like right there. So the air, when it's cold air, I get the coldest air, and when it's hot air, I get the hottest air. Anyway, I'm cold.
Blah. Sorry, burp. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I did hear back from Throne today. I don't know if I don't know if you're still here, Dusklight, or were here for the story yesterday. Um, So a couple nights ago, 2 nights ago, um, uh, before I went to bed, I got a email from Throne saying that the leggings Muck got me had been refunded to my Throne balance. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I don't know why that happened because I have them. You guys have seen me wear them. You can also see me wearing them if you go look at Twitter and Blue Sky right now. It is Friday. I remembered to post for Femboy Friday today. So if you missed those, I wasn't home till like after, well, I was out for most of the afternoon, so I wasn't able to post the thighs till close to 5 p.m. But if you missed them, they're up there. We're wearing the leggings Muck got me for my birthday. Anyway, those leggings had the throne order had been refunded to my throne balance. And I had just shut down my computer, so I couldn't like go and look at it, or I didn't want to. I was sleepy, so I was like, okay, well, I'll deal with it in the morning. And it was stressing me the heck out when I was trying to sleep that night. I Googled just to like do something about it. I just put that nervous energy into something. I Googled what you're supposed to do when Throne refunds the wrong order, and it just said to contact support. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do that tomorrow. So I did. It was yesterday. So I think what happened was, um, one of the things DJ got me off of Throne, the cat ears and the socks with cat paws on them, right? The toe bean socks. Those were out of stock when DJ ordered them. I don't know why. Throne used to say when something was out of stock on your wish list, and then you just remove it, right? It doesn't do that anymore. And I don't know if that's like, if there's a reason to that, or if they just want, oh, this keeps people from spending money on our platform. I don't know. But I got the email for that while I was at my grandma's, so it was stressing me out quite a while I was stuck there. When I got back, I refunded it back to DJ. I don't know. So DJ hasn't said anything about getting that amount of money back. But I picked on that order for the cat ears and the toe bean socks. I picked the option to refund the customer so DJ could get his $14 back. Those things are $14, which is nuts. Anyway, so I think what had happened after I marked that for a refund, I think Throne's system flagged all the orders. I guess those were all considered one big order that day because they all happened within like an hour of each other, I think, on the birthday stream. Those orders were something the system flagged that for a refund, but not what specific item required the refund. And the cat ear and toe bean socks have been marked refunded on Throne's on my orders tab or whatever on the Throne dashboard. So that did get refunded. And then I clicked on all the other items on the order ordered by Muck and DJ that day on my birthday to mark them as complete, just so they weren't in case it happened again. I didn't want it to happen again. So I think what had happened was somebody refunded the DJ's order, and then maybe somebody else, or there was some clerical error where it's like, hey, these orders, there's something going on with a refund, but the toe bean socks had already been refunded, and the closest word to socks is leggings, so maybe whoever was working on this refund thing that the system flagged was like, oh, I guess I'll refund these leggings because the socks already marked as refunded. So That's my theory anyway. I don't know exactly what happened, but I have a sneaking suspicion that the leggings were refunded to my throne balance. It was definitely a mistake. I did not request a refund for them. I received them. Even in the even in the like order details, the leggings were marked delivered on throne. So like it was definitely just an error. Um but I did submit a support ticket yesterday. They got back to me this morning. They said that they were elevating it to the order team manager, orders management team head lead, or whatever, and they'll get back to me when they have updates. So, it's not something the support person could fix immediately, I guess, or didn't know how to. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know what they're able to do because their FAQs, their Throne's website or whatever, their help articles are like, once this transaction happens like this, it's not irreversible. Like, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, but I have an update about that. Hi, Katie. Can you request a game? I could make a redeem for that. What's the game, Katie? I'll look into it. Give me one moment. I need to blow my nose real quick. You're certainly welcome to request the game, Katie. I can't make any promises. Is all. But please feel free to. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I guess maybe tomorrow or next couple of days. I don't know how long it'll take. Excuse me. Yeah. So that happened this morning. And then I spent the afternoon at my grandma's doing lawn work. I spent like an hour at least pulling weeds out and crabgrass out of her front garden. It was a pain in the butt, but so I'm I'm a little worn out. I'm a little worn out, and I was pretty cold earlier. I left my vent open. I opened it before I went to bed last night. I left it open. I was very cold. I was very cold. You guys can hear me, right? Like you guys can hear me? It's called Amnesia the Bunker, but must be playing on max diff and minimum looking head in the story. I can't do that. I guess I watched. Who did I watch? I watched Joseph Anderson's playthrough of it. So I've unfortunately seen the game. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I apologize, Katie. Maybe for this year's spooky month, maybe. We'll see. Hi, Minecraft King, how you doing? Mwah. But so you guys can hear me? Okay. Because last night I muted the mic to blow my nose, and then we got into a match in Grand Blue, and then I forgot to unmute because we found the match while I was blowing my nose. So there's like a 30 scared the crap out of me. Oh no. What was I saying? Yeah, there's like a 30-minute segment of the VOD from last night that's just the game sounds because I didn't know it was muted and no one said anything. Um, uh, Katie, if you want to see me scared, a couple years ago, I think it was 2024. Uh, um, yeah, it's the one with like the rat man or something, right? The mutated rat guy, something like that. I'm doing all right, Minecraft King. I'm doing all right. I'm a little worn out. I did lawn work for like 3 hours today. Um, the bulk of that was pulling weeds, so my fingers are a little sore, but I'm okay. Just a little sleepy. But a couple years ago, it might have been 2023, maybe. I've played through Alien Isolation. There's a playlist on YouTube of all the Alien Isolation VODs. I don't know how well they hold up. It was a couple years ago, so I don't know how funny I was or am, if they're entertaining. Um, but I played through the whole game with a harmonica in my mouth the whole time. It I think it made the game less scary to me. I don't know, because so what I had to do to keep the harmonica around my mouth was I wore a face mask, like a cloth COVID mask, on my ears, and put the harmonica in there, in the mask. And then I had to wear my glasses and then my headphones. So like my ears were throbbing after those streams. It hurt. My ears hurt so bad. Um, but yeah, it's a good game. And then I think in 2020, because we played the game ahead of Spooky Month. Because I remember for Spooky Month that we did in 2024, because we didn't do one last year. I was like, okay, we'll do the Alien Isolation DLC for stream segments that month in October. And I remember we did the DLC and it ended in like an hour and a half or something like that. We beat it. It's not very long. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. So um I definitely played Alien Isolation before that Spooky Month. So it's been a while since I played it. So if you want to watch me be scared, Katie, you go watch those VODs. That Spooky Month, we also played Choo Choo Charles and the Walking Dead Telltale game, and Death Road to Canada, which we played a bit of last night, and it was great. I had a great time. Um, but yeah, if you want to watch me be scared, Katie, I'd recommend you go there to get your fix. I am a very jumpy person. Like my shadow makes me jump. I hate it. My dad and my brother did this to me. There was a night me and my brother were playing Minecraft together. He was playing on the desktop, and I was on the family computer. I was playing on the laptop. And I went to the back. So, and when we were playing, we were in our house, and we were gonna go. We went to like leave our Minecraft house, and we opened the door, and there's a skeleton standing right there, and it scared us. And then I went to the bathroom, and then when I opened the door to leave the bathroom, um, my brother was standing right there, like the skeleton, on purpose, and he scared me. So then it became this game that my brother and my dad would play on me whenever I opened the bathroom door after using it. They would just stand there or like stand either side of the door and scare me. And they did this for a long time. They did this for a long time. So now, I'll just be in my own head or whatever, filling my water jug or whatever in the morning, and then my mom will walk in the kitchen to take her medicine, and I'll turn around and go, because in my brain didn't expect there to be a thing there, right? So we just started playing it. Are you having a good time with it, Katie? Anyway, I'm a very jumpy person. So there's a clip. There's a featured clip. You're gonna have to scroll pretty far to find it, maybe, of me playing Alien Isolation, and towards the end of the game, I just got frustrated with it. Like it ceased being scary at all. I was more frustrated at the xenomorph for being annoying. Of course it would be. This is like nearing the climax of the game, right? So I just recall being angry. My ears are throbbing because I'm wearing my glasses, wearing my headphones, and wearing this face mask to keep the harmonica near my mouth. And anyway, there's a clip of me reading a computer monitor, like reading lore on one of these Fallout computers in Alien Isolation, right? And in this area, it was in the hospital section, and because there's people walking around the halls there. And I remember I was sitting there reading with the harmonica in my mouth, so and the door opens. Like the computers the computers on this cart right next to the door, and the door opens. Like I hear the and the guy goes, "Whoa!" And then there's the thumping sound of the xenomorph falling, coming out of the ceiling vent, and it kills the guy or whatever, and then it grabs me, and I'm like, "What is going on?" I'm reading lore. So what scared me was the door opening, the guy going, "Whoa, who's that?" And then the xenomorph drops and then kills me. So the game just became frustrating to a point. Like it ceased being scary. Also because towards the end of the game gives you guns, so you eventually you have weapons to fight enemies, and you get the flamethrower to scare the xenomorph away. So it ceased being like terrifying or anything. Anyway, if you want to watch me get jump scared, feel free to watch those VODs. I think the first part got like 83 views, and at the time I uploaded it. Excuse me, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. I think for the longest time, we were stuck at like 15 or 16 subscribers for a really long time, and I think that bumped us up to like 32. So yeah, you can go watch that. You played the start of it? Yeah, I streamed it previously. I had started a playthrough, and I stopped right before right before you meet the xenomorph. Anyway, if you want me to be scared, go watch those. And I was inspired to do the harmonica thing because there's a VTuber, and her name's Uto. She's an angel VTuber. She's very cute. Her VTuber parent is the same that did Ame's model from Hololive. I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And she played this horror game, and she had a harmonica in her mouth. And so she would get scared, and then it'd go. I can't. I don't have a harmonica, but she would start breathing really heavy, and then she would run down the hallway or whatever, and then she calmed down, and then there was this long wheeze through the harmonica. It's hilarious. I was like, I want to do that, so I did. But you can't really talk. Well, you have a harmonica stuck in your mouth. Anyway, yeah, I don't think I'd do that again because my ears really hurt when after those streams. But hi, Pawn. Hi, Pawn. How are you? I did see you. I was just... You caught me mid-yap. There we go. Please go follow Pawn. Pawn is a fellow bear. Pawn's super sweet. Pawn plays a lot of old school RuneScape. And their model is very pretty. And they have a very, very nice voice. Yeah, I unfortunately can't do that for you, Kitty, because I've watched a couple playthroughs of. I think I watched Markiplier play it. I have like vague memories of watching somebody play through it. All I remember, because I watched a supercut of Joseph Anderson's playthrough. And at the beginning of the game, it says, if you think something is possible, it probably is. So he's like, okay, I'm going to pull all these explosive barrels and grenades and things back to the beginning of the game where there's the cave in, and I'm going to blow up the rocks in the cave in. And so the whole thing is him doing that and then trapping the monster in a safe room. It was great. It's so good. Yeah, I've seen the game, unfortunately. All right, let's get to your good girl, Kitty. Thank you for being patient with me, sweetheart. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Were you able to find more of those popsicles, Katie? Supposed to trap it? You were trying to kill it? Oh no, you're not supposed to trap it in the safe room. He just did. Because the safe room doors lock. You can lock them, and there's 2 entrances, and then there's a tunnel in the room that he can crawl in and out of, right? Because they put a tunnel in there to lock him in there. Or they put a tunnel in there so if this did happen, he could crawl through and get out, but he didn't. So there was like a segment where Joseph was standing on this table trying to do like grenade jumps or like flashbang the monster so he could run out, lock the door, to lock one of the doors, pull him in, get him to come in another door, and then yeah. So it's very funny. It's very funny. He did not play the game how you're supposed to, or how you're intended to, but they also did say if you think something's possible in the game, it probably is. So that's kind of, you know.
Katie, you're a very, very good girl. Good. Good girl, Katie. Good girl. Good. Katie, thank you for being who you are. Doing what you do. I think they're all the better place. In my humble opinion, anyway. Good. Sorry. Good girl, Katie. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl.
Okay.
Good girl, Katie. Good girl. You're such a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good girl. Good girl, Katie. Good girl. You're a very, very good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good girl. 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 Good girl, Katie. Good girl. You're such a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good girl. Good girl, Katie. Good girl. 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 Good girl, Katie. Good girl. You're such a good girl. Yes, you are. Oh, look at you. Such a good girl. Yes, you are.
There you go, Katie. There's your good girl redeem. Thank you for being patient with me, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it lots. And I'm doing all right, CJ. I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing well. Today's Friday, so I did remember to post lives today on Twitter and Blue Sky. So if anyone listening to this missed those, they're up there on Twitter and Blue Sky for your viewing pleasure, I guess. I don't know. But I did remember today's Femboy Friday posts. So they're up there. This week is the leggings that Muck got me off of Throne for my birthday, that we wore on Sunday. So if you want to see those, they're up there. I was unable to post them until like after 4 p.m. So people who look out for them probably missed them. I was at my grandma's for the bulk of the afternoon to do her lawn work. Today, I pulled weeds and crabgrass out of her front garden, and it was a pain in the butt. I'm a little worn out. I'm a little worn out and sleepy, but we're here. We're here. Oh, and I do have an update on the Throne situation. So if you weren't here yesterday, last 2 nights ago, before I just shut off my computer, was gonna go brush my teeth and go to bed. I got an email from Throne saying that the leggings that Muck bought me, that we wore on Sunday, had been refunded. And I was like, huh, that's weird. I didn't ask for those to be refunded or anything. I have them. But one of the things DJ got me, the cat toe bean socks and cat ears were out of stock. So I refunded. I picked the option to refund it to customer. So hopefully DJ got his money. On Throne it says they've been the cat ears and stuff, that order has been refunded. But on all the other orders, even Muck's, the things Muck ordered off the Throne wish list that day, they all have like a disclaimer on the order information that Throne has like a thing telling them that there's a refund needed for this order, but they don't know which item. So like, hey, check the order transactions to see if it's been refunded. So I think what had happened, I pick refund the customer for these cat socks and ears for DJ to get his money back, and that happened. That's marked as refunded. The order is in my Throne dashboard. But I think what happened, that could have happened the same day. I don't know. I never got email confirming that had been done. It's just marked refunded. I think what happened was that the orders were still like, what's that, dog-eared or not? They had a page corner folded or whatever to just bookmarked. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some fancy term. It was bookmarked or something, flagged in Tone's system that, hey, this order, something about this order requires a refund. And the socks DJ ordered me had already been refunded. Hope by that point, the order transaction says that the refund happened on the 8th, the day I requested that to happen. So it was probably still flagged because I hadn't had time. I wasn't home to mark those other orders complete or anything. So somebody probably got my orders or whatever with the flag like, hey, refund is needed, but they didn't know which item, or maybe it said the cat ears and socks, and then but that was already refunded. So maybe whoever was doing it saw, oh, this is leggings, that's like socks, and then they refunded that. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. So yesterday, I submitted a support ticket with Throne support to get help or to just inquire why this happened. Because there's no like FAQ thing on the article on their website as to what to do when they refund the wrong item. Understandably so. It's not supposed to happen. Anyway, I got an update today, this overnight or whatever. I woke up to an email from Throne support saying that whoever received my ticket said that they elevated it to the Throne order team manager, the person in charge of Throne orders, I guess. So, and then they said they'll get back to me if they have any updates. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to spend any of the money in my Throne balance just in case they need to take it back or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know. But I did have an update. We have an update. Tomorrow's the weekend though, so I probably won't hear anything back till maybe Monday. I don't know, maybe they have people working support over the weekends. Probably. But oh well. I told Muck, and Muck just said, oh well, that's their bad. You just get free money then. You get a free item. So I don't know. I feel bad. And like Wednesday, like it was that night. Wednesday night where I was like, guys, I do not like I was raised to be a little rule follower, right? I hated being in trouble or feeling like I was in trouble. So it stresses me the heck out. So the support person said I wasn't in trouble or anything. There was no hint of that. They put a little smiley face emoji in there, so in their message. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm doing good, CJ. I'm doing good. Um, Speaking of that, so Wednesday, I kind of uh sped ran. What is the past tense of a speed run? You just I don't know. I sped ran it. I don't know. It sounds weird. Like that feels wrong on my tongue. I don't like that. I don't like that word. Um my faith journey, we just I kind of I feel like I flew through it. I don't know. I feel like uh upon reflection, I feel like I can maybe sped through that maybe with too much levity. I don't know. Um uh yeah, I was talking we started talking about my uh my faith journey because it's relevant to because while I was on stuck at my I wasn't stuck at my grandma's, but while I was at my grandma's, I got a little like reflective on like how I got to be who I am right now or at that moment, like 2 weekends ago. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, burps. um, like how I don't know. So I wanted to talk about it and like again my goal with like sharing my faith journey and my dark night of the soul or whatever is not to like convince anyone to leave their faith or anything. If it's working for you, that's great. That's great. My goal is not to like convince anyone that you should leave. It's just my story um, on why I did leave, or at least became inactive and deconstructed. I don't know if like people is deconstructed just like a buzzword now. I don't know. I wouldn't say like I've like sat there and like really thought about stuff that I internal. Well, maybe that just happened naturally. I don't know. It's like when I was younger, and like people would be like, "Oh, I gotta study for this test." I was like, "I what do you like? What is studying?" I like because like in anime and cartoons and stuff, they gotta study for tests and things. I'm like, I never did. I just did the test, and it worked out for me, I guess. um, but I don't know. What was I talking? Anyway, um, just for a recap again, um, in case you've missed like the last week of or ASMR streams. um, I was born and raised Mormon, um, and now I am a femboy on the internet and in real life, I guess. um, and growing up, uh, um, I remember I think it was seminary. Um, so Mormons go to seminary, which is like this. There's a little, um, starting in junior high and high school. At least in my area, it's not everywhere where there's Mormons. It's not everywhere, but around here, you can take seminary in junior high and high school, uh, where on your school class schedule is just marked as free time or free period, where you cross the parking lot to a small building owned by the church, the LDS church, to go take for the length of a regular class period in your day for religious studies. So again, was it seventh grade? I think it might have. It was probably 7th grade. No, I think it was 9th grade. You couldn't take seminary till 9th grade. Because I only took it that one time, that one school year. Yeah, starting in like 9th grade. When you're technically in high school. In my junior high, the grades in my junior high were seventh grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade. And then you went to the high school building when you moved up to 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. So it was probably different for everybody, but yeah. Anyway, when upon like looking back at like those seminary classes in 9th grade, my teacher was a little weird. I remember there was, I don't know, it's these things have stuck with me anyway. He was really nice, but there was a day where he was like, if you think you're humble, raise your hand. And I was like, I think I'm kind of humble. I don't know. So I rose my hand, and then he was like, if you rose your hand, you're not humble. And then I felt really terrible. Just like, oh, oh no. And seminary is when they teach you all the weird stuff, right? And my first year of seminary. So, if you didn't know, oops, Mormons have 4 books of scripture, canon books of scripture. There's the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Book of Mormon. I guess there's 5. Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. In my first year of seminary, in seminary, we studied one of these books every school year. And when I moved into seminary, that year's book was Doctrine and Covenants, which is a collection of writings of Joseph Smith up through the prophet that in 1978, when they let Black people hold the priesthood and go to the temple. So it's like the most modern English. So it was the easiest for me to read and comprehend. I remember. I liked it for that reason. And I like history. And a lot of that year in seminary was just like learning church history and stuff. And that it's when they teach you all the weird stuff, right? So like Joseph Smith, he was visited by an angel multiple times, multiple different angels, and he saw Jesus and God themselves, right? In the yeah. Anyway, and Joseph was a really good storyteller. He was, and there's multiple things that he wrote down and claimed that are just ridiculous, right? Like he said, I don't remember. It wasn't like an official like declaration, but it was like he wrote to one guy, and he was like, one day you will go on a mission trip or whatever. I don't remember the exact context, but he claimed that on the dark side of the moon, or just on the moon is inhabited by 6-foot tall people that dress like Quakers. And I think he claimed the sun was inhabited too, but I'm not confident on that. So during the Artemis mission online in spaces I'm in or pay attention to, people are making jokes like they're gonna see did they see the 6-foot tall Quakers on the dark side of the moon? And Joseph also he gave us a guide on what to do to determine if you see a spirit or someone comes to visit you. and he told us what to do to determine if this thing presence visiting you is an angel or a resurrected being or a spirit of Satan, like one of Satan's spirit friends that sent to like mess with you. So, what you do if you ever are visited by some celestial or being of dubious origin, to determine if they are an angel, resurrected being, or demon, or malevolent spirit, I guess, ask to shake their hand. If they shake your hand and you feel their hand in your hand, it's a resurrected being. If they refuse to shake your hand, it's a Holy Spirit or like an angel, not an angel, but like just some spirit sent from God to talk to you, because angels don't have bodies, or angels do. Excuse me, Holy Spirits don't, because they haven't been born and haven't been born on Earth to go through the process of receiving a physical body to then be resurrected or exalted in. So they're just incorporeal. They'll refuse to shake your hand because that would trick you or whatever, right? And they don't want to lie. If they shake your hand, but you feel nothing, that is an evil spirit, and you need to get the heck out of there. So I learned that in seminary. That was fun. Anyway, why was anyway, I was raised Mormon, and I've told multiple stories about my growing up in the LDS church. But I was a low rule follower. I still do, hate being in trouble and feeling like I'm in trouble, like feeling I did something to be in trouble. And growing up in Mormonism, it's very structured, at least as a young boy going up into young man. I don't know how it works for the ladies. It was not my experience. But it's very structured. At least it feels very structured. So when you turn 8, and if you're born into the Mormon church and you turn 8, that is the day, or that's when you're baptized after your 8th birthday. Because in Mormonism, the year of 8, the age of 8 is the age of accountability. So before you're 8 and you die, you're not accountable for any of your sins. Because you're just an innocent little bean. But when you turn 8 years old, stealing that cookie from the cookie jar actually counts now. So like, there's a lot of stories out there of people being like terrified when they turn 8 and then get baptized, like they're gonna mess up immediately. And it's very messed up. Anyway, so you're baptized at the age of 8 into the church and given the gift of you receive the gift of the Holy Ghost. So that means you get the protection of the Holy Ghost now will guide you and protect you and stuff. And then when you turn, that's also when I went into Cub Scouts. I became a wolf. Yeah. And then when you turn 12, as a young boy, you are ordained, or you become ordained in the office of a deacon and given the Aaronic priesthood, which is the lesser priesthood. The higher priesthood is the Melchizedek priesthood. And as a deacon, all you do, or all you're really able to do, is pass the sacrament. during Sunday morning meetings or whatever, during sacrament meeting. That's what it's called. And then when you turn 10, that's when you become a bear. You move to the bear. Is it try? No, you just become a bear in Cub Scouts. And then 11 is when you become a wee below, I believe. And then beyond that, then you transition to Boy Scouts. And I did get my Arrow of Light award. I don't remember what I had to do to get it, but I do have it. I have my Arrow of Light award from the Boy Scouts. My dad was a Cub Scout master for like over 10 years. He was Cub Scout master, I think, when I became a bear, at least. So like Cub Scouts and stuff. Uh, I got to spend time with my dad and stuff. My dad's still around, but so that was exciting for me. Growing up, my dad was Cub Scout leader for just a really long time, and my grandma was very involved in Boy Scouts as well. I believe. I think she was a wolf den mother. She was a den mother for at least the wolves in her ward. So it was in my blood, I guess. And then when you turn 14 in the Mormon Church, you, after like an interview with your bishop, who is the leader of your ward, who is just a member of your ward. It's not some profession that you study for. It's just you get lucky, I guess. You do an interview with your bishop to determine your worthiness, and then you, if worthy, you're ordained teacher, and also you have to do that for a deacon. And teachers are ages 14 to 15, and they prepare the sacrament. So they fill the water cups for the sacrament and set up the trays, put the bread slices in the trays, and then set up the cloth to make it look nice and all that stuff. That's all they do. They also clean it up after sacrament meeting. And then when you turn 16, you are ordained the office of a priest at 16. And priests get a bunch more responsibilities. They break the bread during sacrament meeting to prep for the sacrament, and then they also bless the bread and water for the sacrament. And they can also baptize. They also baptize. I baptized my youngest sibling because she turned 8 the year I turned 16, I believe. I think might have been the year after I turned 16. And my dad was like really excited to have me baptize my sister. Anyway, thank you, CJ. I'm nervous about it. We'll see how it goes. I know the characters that Grizz and Icy are probably going to play. I have no idea who Orso plays. If Orso plays Anila, he'll probably win. Probably. I'm gonna do my best. We'll see how it goes. I don't think Grizz and Icy have played the game much recently. I think the last time Grizz played the game was when we played together, but I don't know. I also am not sure if Huffy is still quote unquote sponsoring it with like an Amazon gift card. I don't think that's happening, but that's okay. there's only 4 of us anyway, so There was going to be prizes for first, second, and third place. The only one practicing. I was excited about it. What's my favorite seafood? Hi Narpi. I had salmon for the first time like 2 weeks ago. That was pretty good. I think it was baked salmon with some broccoli and a breadstick. I think there was something. Oh, and a baked potato. So I had salmon for the first time a couple weeks ago. It was pretty good. Before that, I'd only ever had canned tuna. So, would have been tuna if you asked me like 3 weeks ago. But I like salmon so far. I've only had it once. It may be a couple times in like sushi at my grandparents' house when my grandpa was craving it, but that was so long ago. I don't know if that had salmon in it. Okay. Let's get you a good boy, Diamond. Thank you for being patient with me, sweetheart. Thank you. I hope you're doing okay, Diamond.
Diamond. You're a very, very good boy. Diamond, thank you for being who you are and doing what you. Oh, I got it out of myself. Thank you for being here. Thank you for lurking and chatting and spending time with us on the streams. Thank you, thank you. Very good boy, Diamond. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, Diamond. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Boy, Diamond, good boy. Good boy, 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 good boy. Boy, Diamond, good boy. You're very good boy, Diamond. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Diamond, thank you for being who you are and doing what you do. I think things are on the better place, in my humble opinion, anyway. Good boy, Diamond. Good boy, 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 good boy.
Good boy, Diamond. Good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. Good boy, Diamond. Good boy. Oh, look at you, such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. Good boy, Diamond. Good boy. Good boy, Diamond. Good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. 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 Good boy, Diamond. Good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, look at you, such a good boy. Okay. There you go, Diamond. Thank you for the redeem, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry you're doing math today. I'm doing alright. I'm a little worn out. I did lawn work at my grandma's today, and I pulled weeds and the crabgrass out of her front garden today, and it took me at least an hour, so I'm just a little worn out. Just a little worn out. But it is Friday, so happy Femboy Friday. I did remember to post this week's Femboy Friday post. So if you missed them, if you missed the thigh posts today, they're up on Twitter and Blue Sky for your viewing pleasure, I guess. This week is the leggings that Muck got me, that we wore on Sunday. So if you want to see those, they're up there on Twitter and Blue Sky. Ear cuppies. Okay. Now, I don't have a 3DO, so there's no ears for me to cup, but I can do this. Give me burps. Oh, the AC just turned on. You did lawn work today too, Diamond? Or are you saying that we're both worn out? Fair enough. We're both worn out. Grilled salmon with gravy, mashed potatoes, and macaroni, and a good plate of food. That sounds yummy, Narpy. That sounds yummy. Isn't Narpy like, or Narp like the name of that alien cat meme? Isn't that where that comes from? Or am I just dumb? But I am very excited, CJ. I'm excited. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, we've been practicing for this Bear VTuber Grand Blue tournament for like 5 months, since the end of December, since before Christmas. That's why we've been playing Grand Blue all week, because the tournament's tomorrow morning. If you want to watch the tournament, it's in the morning, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. PST. So pretty early, at least for me. And afterwards, she'll be commentating it. Excuse me, sorry, goodness. She'll be commentating it, and afterwards, after the Bear Dice Bash, is her community tournament. So if you can stick around for that too, in the early afternoon. Yeah, there's only four of us bears that were able to make it. So it won't be very long. But yeah. Go follow Sucrose. You can catch her stream tomorrow morning. She does early streams on Saturdays. So yeah. You do your laundry early, nice. do a couple I'll do your cupping for a little bit longer. Alright, there you go, Narpy. Hopefully that was okay for you, sweetheart. Thank you for the redeemed deer. Thank you. Okay, some praise for Kool-Aid Man, and then we'll get back to yapping. Sorry about the sniffles.
Kool-Aid Man, I'm very, very proud of you. Good job doing your laundry early. It's important to have cleaned and nice smelling clothes. It's nice. It's good to have that. But I'm proud of you for doing your chore, Kool-Aid Man. You're very, very sweet. And you are very much deserving of love. And a treat. Make sure you give yourself a treat. Because every now and then you deserve one, right? You deserve one every now and then. I'm very proud of you, Kool-Aid Man.
All right. Thank you for the redeemed Kool-Aid Man. Thank you. Where do we live off? Priests? Yeah. So when you turn 16, as a young boy in Mormonism, you're ordained the office of a priest, and priests break the bread and then bless the sacrament. That's their job, and then they can also baptize. They can perform baptisms for the dead or living people. And baptisms for the dead are done via proxy. So one person baptizes a person standing in proxy for a deceased person, so they can get their blessings and ordinances done for them while they're dead. If they didn't while they were alive, it's very weird. It's very, very weird. Yeah. So I did all of that, and I was a little rule follower. I did not like being in trouble or feeling like I was in trouble, right? So I did all of these things. I did Boy Scouts. I didn't get my Eagle. I just didn't have the motivation to do that. It was not something I was motivated to do. I did get my Arrow of Light, at the least, though. And I did the deacon, teacher, and priest stuff. And then when you turn 18, you can be ordained an elder. But you don't have to. I guess. Because I turned 18. Remember, I turned 18, and then, like, nothing happened. Like, when I turned 12, 14, and 16, it was just like, that's the process. That's what you do. You are ordained a deacon, then you're ordained a teacher, then you're ordained a priest. Like, you have, I didn't feel like there was an option to not do it, right? Even my baptism and baptizing my sister. My dad really wanted me to do that. Baptize my sister. when she turned 8. Uh, I just felt like what you're supposed to do, the right thing to do, right? There's no choice. It's what you do. So I remember I turned 18 and nothing happened to me. Like it was just like, uh, and I remember my dad was like, "Hey, do you want to be ordained an elder?" And I was like, "Well, I'm supposed to be, aren't I?" And he's like, "No, you get to pick. You get to choose." And I remember thinking, like, what do you mean I get to choose? What do you mean? um, and it was like, um, I don't know if shock is the right word. It was a very, I guess, disorienting to be like, to be told, like, oh, no, this isn't like it's going to happen. You get to pick this thing, whether or not you do this thing. And I never did. 'Cause I didn't know if I wanted to. Um, I only like I did the deacon, teacher, priest thing, and then the Boy Scouts because that was just what you did. It's just what I thought I was supposed to do. All of this stuff, I don't think I wanted to do it, but I did it because I thought that's what I needed or was supposed to do. And then my dad was like, "No, you get to pick this one." Maybe I was always able to pick or choose whether or not to do it to become a deacon. Well, but I don't know. It didn't feel like it at the time anyway. When I turned 12, 14, 16, and then Boy Scouts and stuff. I made the choice not to pursue my ego, at the very least, I guess. um, but I didn't do it. Um, and yeah, and that was to like 2018, 2019. And then 2020 happens. COVID happens. Um, so we were doing church over Zoom calls and or not at all, right? So church became like to me it became an out of sight, out of mind thing. Um, I just didn't think about it much. Um, and I never I never liked going, and now I know why. I guess I was I did some testing in March, and now I've been diagnosed with uh, general anxiety. Exo, is it just general anxiety disorder and social anxiety disorder? So that's probably why I didn't like going. So, all these people there. Maybe that's why I didn't like going. I don't know. It was probably part of it anyway. So that's some closure for myself, I guess. But I never liked going. Um, but yeah, like my time in growing up in the church in uh, Mormonism wasn't like a terrible experience or anything. But um, I don't know. 2020 just kind of uh, killed my motivation to really do anything at all. It probably did for a lot of people. Um, and then after lockdowns and stuff ended, or stuff like that, after those, we relaxed on those like 6 feet apart from people stuff. Which you should probably still be doing, but uh, um, my dad uh, decided that we all needed to go to church, um, and I didn't want to, but I did anyway because my dad is important. It was important to my dad at the time. It probably still is, but um, all of my siblings and I are like adults now, so maybe that's part of it. But we would all go to church, and I would. But I didn't like going. I didn't want to go. Uh, I had like wasn't like because it was a terrible experience. I just didn't like going. Um, I'm trying to remember if that was before or after. Um, I figured out it wasn't true or real or anything. I don't remember the exact timeline. It might have been around that time, probably. Um, but in like during lockdowns, I met my partner, and my partner would send me um, these videos from like Aaron Ra, um, and he has these videos breaking down why the flood and the flood didn't happen, and you know, explaining why young Earth creationism is silly and stuff like that. So, um, I remember she sent me these videos, and I remember not watching them at first because like, oh, I can't watch those. That's bad because I was still like believing at that time, and I never like told her that I was like Mormon. um, but I think she helped me a lot to you know, figure stuff out about myself and um, things like that. Um, so I watched the videos, and the video Aaron has on, I think he's made multiple videos at this point about why the ark is stupid, the story of the flood. It did not happen. There was not, at least not a worldwide flood that covered Mount Everest or whatever. um, and then, so I kind of fell down a rabbit hole with those. Um, so after a while, I think I got a little more lax on myself. And there's this uh, ex-Jehovah's Witness guy that reacted to this very sweet lady reacting to the South Park episode about Joseph Smith. And I believe she has since stopped going. Or at least has become less active. And I watched him react to her react to the South Park episode, or at least chunks of the South Park episode, because it was the whole thing, because YouTube and stuff. Anyway, there's this part in the South Park episode. I haven't watched like the whole thing myself. I don't think I need to anymore. But there's they touch on in the episode. They touch on the missing 115 pages, which were the first 115 pages Joseph Smith translated, from the golden plates for the Book of Mormon, right? And his scribe at the time and business partner, Joseph was courting Martin Harris because Martin had money and owned property, so he could. But Joseph was courting Marty in the way to get him to fund the publication of the Book of Mormon, like fund the printing of the Book of Mormon. And Martin was also his scribe. So Joseph would sit there and put a seer stone in his hand, which we could get into all of that another time. Grimoire thank you for the raid, sweetheart. Thank you. I hope you had a good stream. There we go. Please go follow Grimoire Index if you're not already. They're awesome. They do super cool stuff. They do lots of SCP reading. And their model is gorgeous, like very, very pretty, cool design. Please give them some love, give them a follow. They have a really cozy voice too. They're very fun too. They're very nice to listen to. They're nice to listen to. Thank you for the follow, Spicy Andy. Thank you. Hi, Evil Spirit Man. Hello, hello. Hi, Mad Doodles. Hello, hello. Welcome, Rangers. Welcome. If you don't know me, I am Ketchup the Bear, your local Teddy Variety streamer. I do ASMR streams like this every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and we do handcam ASMR on Sundays. People like those streams, and the rest of the week we play games. Our game rotation is kind of in limbo right now. This week we've played a lot of Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, which is a 2D fighting game. We started playing the game after the week after Christmas, beginning of January, because I'm in a Bear VTuber Discord server called Paradise, and one of the bears there, one of the moderators, decided that he was going to sponsor a Bear VTuber fighting game tournament. So in December, there was a vote on which game we were going to play for it, and Grand Blue won. And Grand Blue also at the time happened to be on like a very steep sale, so it's convenient. So I started playing after Christmas in prep for this tournament, which I had been told they were shooting for April as the date of the tournament. That didn't happen. So Sucrose, who is not the bear that decided that this was going to be a thing. She's just hosting it. She's hosting and commentating it on her channel. The tournament is happening tomorrow morning. It'll just be me and 3 other bears, so it won't be very long. So we'll see how far I get. We've been playing for 5 months, just about, since the beginning of this year. So this week we played Grand Blue all every night. That wasn't an ASMR stream. So yeah, but usually we play Grand Blue on Tuesdays. Mondays are just kind of in limbo right now. I don't know what we're gonna do for Mondays. But Tuesdays are Grand Blue nights. On Thursdays, we play Monster Hunter Rise with Aerie, and then if she's available that week, and then on Saturdays we play Monster Hunter Stories 3. So our game rotation is very Monster Hunter heavy. It's very Monster Hunter heavy, but that's the schedule, how the schedule's looked for the past couple months here. But Grimoire, thank you so much for the raid, sweetheart. Please do not worry about sticking around. Take care of yourself, sweetheart. Get some food, get some water, take your meds, take your vitamins, brush your teeth, do what you gotta do. Thank you so much for the raid, sweetheart. Thank you. Mwah. I hope you had a lovely stream. Hope you had a nice cozy time where you're doing some reading. Tonight we've just been we've been yapping, or I've been yapping about my femboy journey, my journey of becoming a femboy. And I was just yapping about my experience being raised and growing up in the Mormon church, or the LDS church. So just as we're talking about, I'm yapping about religion. If that's a, just heads up. Yeah, anyway, so I had found this guy's channel. He was he's an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and he was right. So he reacted to this sweet lady react to the South Park episode about Joseph Smith. Growing up, I was taught that Joseph Smith translated the golden plates into the Book of Mormon through the Urim and Thummim, And there's this illustration of him wearing this breastplate, and then wearing the Yerman Thummim, which were like seer stones. No worries, Andy. No worries, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much for the follow, sweetheart. Thank you. Mwah. That is a very cute emote. That Crimson Butterfly? I've never seen that badge before. Oh, Fatal Frame. That's a really cool badge. That's really cool. We're nearly to the end of the religious parts. But uh so I was raised I was taught that Joseph Smith translated the Book of Mormon, or the Golden Plates, into the Book of Mormon by using the Urim and Thummim, which were like these two rocks that he found with the golden plates, and he also found the sword of Laban and a breastplate, like an armor breastplate. We're doing ear cleaning, nice. Always like a good ear cleaning. Ear cleaning and stuff like that gets really close to like the mic, especially with like a 3DO. That those sounds tend to give me tingles a lot. Those sounds usually are the only ones that tend to give me tingles, and I don't tingle very often these days. But when I do, it's nice, and it's usually ear cleaning or something like ear eating, just like really, really close sounds, close up sounds. Welcome back from the bathroom, Grimoire. Please don't worry about sticking around, sweetheart. Take care of yourself. Get some food. Get some water. Do what you gotta do. Do not worry about sticking around. Please feel free to go do your stuff, your post-stream things. I'm just yapping about my femboy journey, and part of that, a big chunk of that is my experience being raised in Mormon. So we're yapping about that, and we're pretty much done with that. We're getting to my deconstruction, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I don't know the correct term, but I guess me losing my faith, or I like the term dark night of the soul. I think it's dramatic, but like the it fits. words words are hard sometimes. You have one, that's awesome. I hope to one day have one. I hope to one day have a 3DO. But yeah, so I was taught growing up that Joseph Smith translated the golden plates into the what became the Book of Mormon with the Urim and Thummim, which they even showed us this illustration of Joseph wearing the breastplate he found with the plates, and then he affixed the Urim and Thummim, which were like clear, which were a pair of seer stones, I think, or just a pair of stones, in like a spectacle in a glass's frame. So he's like, yeah, what he really did was put a seer stone into his hat, and we can get into like his occult stuff another time. And he was a Mason. We can get into that another time. That's a whole other can of worms. But he put this stone into a hat, and put his face in the hat, and then would the words would appear engraved on the stone in like light, and then Martin Harris would transcribe it on paper. And in the South Park episode, they tell a story, or tell recount the story of the missing 115 pages, where Martin's wife, for good reason, thought Joseph might be duping Martin out of his money or whatever, right? Because Martin would be gone for hours at a time transcribing for Joseph Smith at his house. And so Martin's wife was like, hey, let me see the 115 pages. I want to see what you're doing all day. And Martin's like, hey, Joseph, my wife's she really wants to see these papers. Can I take them home? And Joseph was like, let me pray, and I'll see what the boss says. So Joseph prays, and then God's like, no, you can't let Martin take these papers. But Martin's wife keeps asking him. So eventually Joseph caves to like Martin, just like get Martin off his back, I guess. Eventually. So Joseph lets Martin take these 115 pages of transcription home to show his wife, and his wife either burns them or hides them, or destroys them in some other form. And Martin's like, hey, what do you mean? And she's like, well, if he really is what he claims to be, he'll be able to rewrite it, and then it's no big deal. And the paper were never found. And after that happened, Martin goes back to Joseph and is like, hey, I lost the papers. And then Joseph was like, yeah, I prayed, and then God yelled at me and took away my ability to translate for a period, and we're in big trouble. So Martin was further inoculated, or whatever you want to say. And the papers were never recovered. But eventually, Joseph was like, it's okay. Because the 115 pages that they had transcribed were being told through the perspective of this prophet named Lehi. But Joseph is like, hey, it's okay. We have the writings of his son Nephi, so we get to see and hear about the same events and stuff. It's just through a different perspective, so it's like, it's okay. And then it cuts to like Carmen, or whoever the South Park character's name is, and the very nice Mormon family that moved in. It's like, yeah, that's great. It means it's true, right? And Carmen's like, no, of course, that means it's wrong. He's made it up. And this ex-Jehovah's Witness guy was like, of course, yeah, of course that means he lied or whatever. And then I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds suspect. So anyway, I fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole for that afternoon for like a couple hours. Found a couple of, read into a bunch of other videos that further convinced me that it's all not true, right? And I remember sitting there in front of my, at the time I was using a laptop my dad gave me as my personal computer. I was sitting there at my desk, and I remember thinking, well, what do I do now? What do I do now? And it's possible, like, the event like stressed me out so much or whatever that my brain was like, you're never going to remember these events. You're never. That could have been what happened, but I think it's just been so many years. It was probably 2021 when this happened. My dark night of the soul. Anyway, oh, there was also a bunch of other stuff. So, in ex-Mormon and post-Mormon spaces, we have an analogy, in Mormon spaces too. we have this analogy for like doubts and stuff. So we say it goes on our shelf. This thing went on my shelf. So we have this spiritual shelf, and when you have a doubt or uh, some other experience that kind of like um, might harm your belief or faith or whatever in the church, you put it on your shelf and you forget about it. And then eventually, for a lot of people, the shelf, the things on the shelf, there's so many things on the shelf, it's too heavy. And then you put one last thing on your shelf, and then your shelf snaps, and everything falls on the floor, and all the jars of pickles or whatever, your jars of preserved eels or I don't know, fall to the floor and shatter. Oops, bonked the mic. Sorry. And my shelf, the biggest thing on my shelf was the creation story. My favorite stories to learn about growing up was the creation and Noah's Ark, because those both involved animals, and I love them, and dinosaurs. um, and so I was always like fiending for more information about animals or the creation or Noah's Ark and stuff. Hi, Floop. Preserved eels. Yeah, I don't know. Just whatever. It's in your jars of doubt or whatever. Um, and so I have a couple stories as for things that went on my shelf. Um, one of them was I was never like a young Earth creationist or anything like that. I always believed the Earth was old as it is. Um, but I had it took me a couple years to like growing up to square evolution. With I spent a lot of time trying to square the 7 days in the creation story and 4.8 billion years of the age of the Earth. And eventually, I was those were put to ease in a seminary class where we were doing like popcorn reading of the Book of Mormon. And there's a scripture, it's like Alma 39, verse 7 or 12. It's chapter 39 or 40, one of the two. And it's something like it was discussing the verses referencing how no one knows the date or time that the second coming of Christ will happen. But the end of the scripture is like, and no man will know the day or hour or whatever. This is not an exact quote. For time is only unto men, and not unto God or whatever. It was basically saying nobody knows what time the second coming is going to happen, because we only care about time. God is timeless. He doesn't have a sense of time. Time is all one big glob of time for God or whatever. And I remember reading it and I was like, "Oh, that's my answer to like the 4.8 billion years and 7 days or whatever." So that was dissuaded, but it was still on my shelf. I had a couple other experiences. When I was really little, I had misplaced one of my Beanie Babies, and I was very distraught. And my mom told me to pray for help to find him. And she said that, but when you pray for something, you have to put it in action. You have to put effort into obtaining or doing this thing that you're praying for help for or praying for, right? And so she was like, after you say your prayer, you can't just sit there. You got to go look for him, because he's not going to float in the air in front of me. So I invented a time traveling machine. Why did I invent a time traveling machine? So I remember sitting down on the futon that my brother and I shared as for a bed when we were really little, and I said this prayer for help finding Pookie, It's this Beanie Baby I had misplaced, and I either sat up or got up off the futon. I turned around, and there was Pookie staring me right in the face. He was sitting on one of those like colorful plastic filing cabinets for kids. It was blue with a red drawer, green drawer, and an orange drawer, yellow drawer. And Pookie uh, sat there, was sitting right there, and I was like, "Oh, cool." So I figured that prayer can work and can do anything, right? So in second grade, this is a couple years later. In second grade, I was like 7 or 8. Um, I had discovered the Animorph books, and the Animorph books are about a group of teenagers that are given the ability to turn into animals and other living things to fight an alien invasion. And that's like the broad strokes. And so little 7 or 8-year-old me was like, I want to be able to turn into animals. So when my teacher would do like story time, we'd all sit in a circle on the floor or whatever. I would sneak off, probably not very stealthily, and there was a sofa in her classroom. So I would sit between the wall and the nook underneath the curve of the arm of the sofa, and I would sit there. And I probably said the most passionate prayers I've ever said in my life. that and I would fold my arms and bow my head and shut my eyes as tight as I could make them. And I would pray and ask God for the ability to turn into animals. And I would like, I was very, very sincere. um, uh, and I was like, I promise I won't use the powers for evil or bad. I'll help people and do good things. And then I would end my prayer. And then because my mom taught me that if you pray for something, you have to work for it, right? You have to put in effort. And in the Animorph books, they to morph into an animal, the animal you focus your mind on the specific animal or thing, right? Typically, it's in it. I don't know if they've ever turned into plants. I don't think they ever did that. But you focus on like a mental image of the animal or just thoughts of the organism, and then your body morphs. And so I would sit there, still with my eyes shut. Excuse me. And I would think of an animal. I remember thinking about the dog from Lassie, the dog that tells people that Timmy fell down the well. Um, they're beautiful, a beautiful breed of dog. I think I thought about them because I have a little plastic toy of one. I don't remember where I got it from either. So I don't remember why, but I thought about Lassie. And I was like, please, and I would think so hard about Lassie. And I would be like, oh, I could feel fur growing on my arms and my hands turning into paws, because my arms started to get tingly. My arms were tingling, and it was probably my hair standing on end or whatever. And then I would open my eyes after a minute or two, and like I was just me, and I would get really disappointed. I repeated this process for probably a couple of weeks until I had become discouraged. And I think that a part of that maybe broke me. I don't know. It was probably goosebumps. It's probably goosebumps. Um, yeah, a part of me was like, oh man, that didn't work. So that taught me prayer can't do anything. Tell me the opposite lesson. Thank you for the follow, Nicole Freeze. Thank you, sweetheart. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Did you come in with Grimoire's raid? Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you for the stretch, right? Thank you, Floop. Anyway, that went on my shelf too. Irregardless, my shelf broke. from me on the ASMR tab. Well, thank you. Getting some big red ribbons for your big goose plushie. Aw. Do you prefer to go by Nicole or Freeze? You give me a ribbon too. Thank you, Floof. That's very sweet of you. Nicole, please. No worries, no worries. Thank you for giving the stream a chance, Nicole. Thank you, sweetheart. If you have a favorite ASMR trigger, I would be happy to do it for you. Thanks for your follow. Yeah, anyway. I've yeah. So I had my Dark Night of the Soul, and that's my my faith journey so far. Growing up Mormon. Now we can talk about me figuring out myself, parts of myself. After that. Thank you for the water Floop. Thank you. Oh, we're about to hit 2 hours. We'll probably call it a night here in like 20 minutes or so. Finger snapping, you got it. When I started doing hand cam ASMR, hopefully this isn't too loud. There was this guy on YouTube in the comments to my hand cam stuff asking me to do snapping, and I was like, sure, but he was like very specific on like painting your nails red and then like doing it close to the mic. I think it might have been they got a kick out of that kind of thing. I don't know. I looked into it, and they apparently left very similar, like practically the same amount, the same comments on ASMR videos of these ladies, and they did it too. They did snapping videos. I was like, well, I can't really paint my nails. I don't have nail paint, nail polish. But I do some snapping, I guess. So I did. Yeah, it was looking back, it was very suspect. Very few ASMR streamers you frequent can snap. I didn't learn until like I might have been in like 6th grade. Like I was not like a little, yeah, I think I was almost done with elementary. I can't whistle. I can't whistle. But I remember I was like sitting there trying to snap. I can't really do it with my pointer fingers. I have to use my middle finger to get the leverage or friction, because the snapping happens is the sound, right? The snapping sound is from your finger clapping into your palm. It wasn't on the stream. It was just a YouTube comment that he asked me to do it. It was a while ago, but oh well. Oh well. You didn't do it again. Hey, I guess he got what he wanted. I don't know, or maybe because I have like I don't know if he knew I have a wee wee or not. Like I don't have the same parts of those very sweet ladies that did the snapping videos for him. Sometimes I wonder if people know that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Cool, gravy and snapping. Penguins from Hat in Time. I haven't played a Hat in Time. I think I've watched someone speedran it on GDQ this past winter, beginning of the year. I think. I'm pretty sure. But I've never played it myself. Yeah, it was probably a kink. Great speedrun game? It looked like it. Yeah. They showed off a bunch of skips. Okay, I can do a few more. My hands are getting tired. But thank you for the follow, Nicole. Thank you. I do ASMR streams every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I do handcam ASMR on Sundays. Wednesdays and Fridays we use the VTuber model. Okay. You want a good bird floop? Okay. Thank you for the follow, Nicole. Thank you. If you guys need some more of my ASMR content, when we're not live, when we're not streaming ASMR, I upload all my VODs to YouTube. This VOD will be live. It'll be up on YouTube tomorrow night. Yeah, it's just the VODs there. And on Sunday nights after the handcam streams, I record like a at least 10-minute video, 10-minute ASMR video. Excuse me, sorry, goodness. So there are those. I think I did tapping last weekend. That was like a hiccup burp. Goodness. Sorry. Okay. Who do we have to raid tonight? We've got Emmy is live. Felness, Ember Star. Let's say hi to Emmy. Posty alive? I don't know if I know them. 1 second. Is it Posty BB? Bibby? BB? Is that them? Yep. Okay. I'll bookmark that. I'll bookmark that. Let me leave that tab open. All right. Let's go say hi to Ember Star because we haven't rated them in a while. Have we rated them before? I think we have. But thank you, Nicole. I'll bookmark that for next time or another time. Well, it's the art category. It's not the ASMR stream category. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I can't hear my desktop right now, so I don't know if they're. Yeah. Anyway, but thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Hiccup. Yep. Okay. But we might raid Posty then. We'll see. I think we've raided people doing art on ASMR nights before. And it's been a while since we've raided someone new. Sure. Yeah. If there's still streaming. We'll see. Okay. Sorry, Floop. Thank you for being patient with me. Yeah, we probably have time for like one more redeem. Probably one more.
Floop. You're a very, very good bird. Floop, you worked very, very hard this week. And I'm very, very proud of you. You're a very, very good bird. Good bird, 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 good bird. Yep, Floop is a bird. We have someone that frequents the stream that asks me to call them a good bread, so. None of that, I'm saying that's weird or anything, but it is a thing. So you could ask for a good anything. Within reason, I guess. Good bird. Good bird, Flip. Good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird. Sorry. Goodness. Thank you for being who you are. Doing what you do. I think making the world a better place, in my humble opinion, anyway. You're a very, very good bird. Good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird.
Okay. And the mic has behaved itself all stream tonight. Very, very nice.
Good bird, Philip, good bird. Such a good bird. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good bird. Good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird. You're a very, very good bird. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good bird. Good bird, Philip, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird. Oh, look at you, such a good bird. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good bird. Good bird. Good bird, Philip. Good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird. You're such a good bird. Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird, good bird.
There you go, Floop. There you go. You like scratches, Nicole? It's a good sound. It really is. Like the mics with like the really long, fluffy, fuzzy mic covers where you're just like they like barely touch it and it sounds like the ocean. I love those. I love those sounds. I don't have one of those on this mic. I'd probably have to make one. Wrapped in a blanket, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, uh, deconstructing my Mormon upbringing and belief system and stuff like that. Let me explore and discover parts of myself that I didn't even know were there, or you know, frowned upon me even thinking about stuff like that. Like I remember having thoughts in like high school, like, oh, that guy's kind of cute, right? Not a ton, but I would get them every now and then. I'd be like, no, stop it. um, so I didn't even like. It wasn't, and I like both. I'm bi. For now, as of now, I am bi. At this moment in time, but I didn't even like let myself think about it. HRT a few months ago. Nice, nice. That's exciting. Yeah, it took me. I don't know how long it took me, but I bought some thigh highs and arm warmers. I bought a pair of red and black striped thigh highs and red and black striped arm warmers from Hot Topic. Because that stuff on their website at least goes on sale pretty regularly, I guess. The classic, yeah. So I bought those, and I put those on. I was like, whoa, this is whoa. And I hadn't shaved my legs, so it wasn't very comfortable. It was prickly. It was very prickly. I am a very I am my grandpa. I get my hairiness from my grandfather. He had to shave like every other day in when he was in the army. Both my grandfathers fought in Vietnam. But one of my grandfathers, like he said he had to shave like almost like every morning. Otherwise he would get in trouble for having a beard. And he always had this big poofy beard. So yeah, I shave pretty much everywhere every Sunday. I've made a ritual out of it. I've made a ritual out of it. On Sundays, I shave my legs on Sunday. I have to at least once a week, otherwise I go crazy. It drives me crazy. Sunday shave day, yeah. And Sundays are typically quiet, so there's not much going on those days. Like each other, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that I bought those, and then I was like, no, I don't know why, but my partner was like, oh, you're hello femboy or whatever. It's like, no, I'm not one. And then I was like, whatever. I guess I am. um, by the way, if you want to see some thigh pics, it is Femboy Friday. It is Friday. I post thighs on Twitter and Blue Sky every Friday, as long as I remember. I posted them a little later than usual today because I was out doing lawn work for my grandmother longer than I expected. Um, this week is our pics of the leggings that Muck got us off of Throne for my birthday that we wore on last Sunday. So if you want to see those, they're on Twitter and Blue Sky. They're very nice. They're very nice. And they're there. And of course, the backlog of months worth of Femboy Fridays now as well. But yeah, so it was I think it was fairly quick. They're on Amazon, Nicole. They're on Amazon. Um, I got a 2-pack for like I think it was $6 on Amazon. You can probably find them elsewhere. I think the same brand. So they have those ones where it's a fishnet thigh section and then the bands of uh, fishnet going down the knee, right? Um, I think they also have a style that's like it has like a faux garter belt through the fishnets on the thigh section. The those ones that I posted today are they're very cozy. They're very cozy. They're very comfortable. Um, I recommend them. They're very nice. They're very nice. Um, some of my favorite things to wear after a fresh shave are fishnets because they tickle. 1,000 dust bunnies, you can get a drumming concert. Yeah. Well, I'm wearing pajama pants right now. I'm not, so you're not getting skin on skin or anything for your thigh jobs. But yeah, I hope you're able to get a pair, Nicole. They're very nice. They're very nice. They look amazing. Um, I might like them more than the one with the faux garter belt. That one might be is a little spicier looking, I suppose. But I enjoy wearing um, fishnets after a fresh shave just because they tickle and it feels funny. It tickles. Well, I guess anything really tickles after a fresh shave. Out of college, I see. I hope you're able to get some for yourself soon. You deserve them, Nicole. You deserve them. But yeah. So it was, in my memory, it was a fairly quick process. Uh, the timeline was fairly quick from deconstructing to femboy and figuring out I'm bi. But yeah, so, I don't know. I don't know if I'm very good at telling stories, but clothes. Imagine, Floop. You should be wearing clothes, Floop. It's you don't want to be indecent now. Okay, good. um, but I got a lot of stuff from Hot Topic, and it's cheap for a reason. A lot of that stuff's kind of falling apart, but yeah. Forgetting to draw your character and clothes thing. Well, you have feathers. You have feathers, Floop. You have feathers. It's like, you know. right? You have feathers. You have feathers. All right. Um. I guess. Does anyone have any questions before we end the stream? Oh, that was a lot of build up. I feel like explaining my uh faith journey, and then I'm like, and then it just happened. But I guess that's how things go. The German word for plumage is Federkleid, which really translates to feather dress. Oh, I see. I don't know. That's a good question. I consider myself bi right now. Someone could probably convince myself that pan fits better, but um I don't know. I'm using bi for now. I'm open to that changing for sure. It just sounds cool. Yeah, it's a cool word. Like bifurcated, you know. It's just a cool word. Or like tuberculate or um synapsid, dynapsid. Is it synapsid and diapsid? Yeah, something like that. There's anti-tuberculate. That has to do with like the number of toes an animal has. It didn't like that you said you gay. It didn't like that you said that, Floop. That was the part it didn't like. Watsonian? Is that like Sherlock Holmes Watson? Let me look it up. Watsonian versus Doyleist. Analytical perspectives used to discuss, explain, and criticize fictional stories. Watsonian looks at a story in universe. Oh, okay. I think I've heard these words before in like a video essay. Yeah, I've definitely heard these words before. Did you watch the cartoon where Sherlock Holmes like falls in a barrel of pickles and is preserved, and then in the future, in like 2030 or whatever, they find him in the barrel in a warehouse and revive him. They resuscitate him. Yeah, the preserved eel. I don't think it's a barrel of pickles. I remember it being a barrel of pickles. I think it was on Cubo or like Boomerang. Holmes cartoon where he is preserved in a barrel. It's called Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd Century. The logo that they have on Wikipedia here for the cartoon looks like the graphic design is my passion memes. It's great. Okay, so it takes place in 2103. I like pickles. I love pickles. Okay, so um, set during 2103 in New London, Inspector Beth Lestrade of New Scotland Yard is chasing the grotesquely deformed French rogue geneticist Martin Fenwick when she realizes that his companion is none other than the 19th century criminal mastermind, Professor James Moriarty. She then discovers that this is not the original Moriarty, but rather a clone created from cells taken from his corpse, which Sherlock Holmes had buried in a Swiss ice cave after Moriarty's death in 1891. Lestrade knows that Holmes died of natural causes many years later, and that his I forgot that he died of natural causes. Preserved in a glass-walled, honey-filled coffin. So it's honey. Okay. In the basement of New Scotland Yard. She takes the body from the basement and delivers it to biologist Sir Evan Hargreaves, who resembles Holmes' creator, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who has just invented a process of cellular rejuvenation. Hargreaves uses his process to return life and youth to Holmes' body so that the detective can again battle Moriarty. Holmes also returns to his old Baker Street rooms, which had been preserved as a museum. Lestrade's computeroid reads the original journals of Dr. John H. Watson and assumes his name, face, voice, and mannerisms in order to assist Holmes in both his crime-solving duties and his difficult assimilation to Great Britain in the 22nd century. It was it was a Deke cartoon, like Liberty Kids. Apparently it was on Fox Kids, but I definitely watched it after its airing. So I don't know how I watched it. Maybe it was Netflix. Anyway, maybe he did fall in a barrel of pickles in an episode. Maybe that's why I remember that. But anyway, anyway. Hi Louie, how you doing, sir? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. We'll be calling. We need to call a night here. I need to get ready. I need to go eat dinner and get ready for bed. The Paradise Bash, the Bear VTuber Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising tournament is happening tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. PST. It's 11 p.m. 11 a.m. my time, Mountain Time. That sounds more like an anime. Yeah. What would it be titled? I died of natural causes, and it was preserved in honey, and now I am in the future fighting my nemesis. I don't know. Rainbow Versus? Yep. We've been playing it all week. I've started playing in January. Oh, I'm sorry. You feel a little empty inside, Louie. I'm sorry to hear that, sweetheart. But Sucrose, who is a fellow Bear VTuber, she'll be hosting and commentating on the tournament. There's only 4 of us participating that I know of. Me, Grizz, Icy, and Orso. So it won't be very long. But yeah, go follow Sucrose, and she'll be commentating the Paradise Bash in the morning, and then after that is her own community tournament. So if you want to watch that too, stick around in the afternoon. Yeah. Who do I main out of? Vicala. 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 The announcer guy says Vicala. I like Vicala. Not for I was drawn to her just because I like her vibe. I like Sora's too. I like Sora's a lot. Sora's is, he has muscles. I'll just say that. He's muscles. I let him throw me around anyway. But I like Vakala a lot. Yeah. Cracked? I don't know. We're stuck in rank A2 to 3. We're floating in the border between A2 and 3 right now. We've been there for like a month. Thank you, Floop. Thank you. But yeah, go follow Sucrose and catch the stream. I won't be streaming it on my end. That's way too early for me to stream. Short notice like that. Well, it's not short notice, but you know what I mean. So that's tomorrow morning, and then that after that evening, we'll still be doing our usual stream at the usual time. We'll be playing some Monster Hunter Stories 3. And everyone in that game is hot too. And it's not fair. It's not fair. Anyway, let's get the raid going here. Give me a second to swap my headphones, and I'll get out of you guys' hair here. Okay. All right. This person is Posty is not doing ASMR right now. So did anyone go live while we were yapping? Oh, and Ember Star's on a break. Okay. All right. Let's go say hi to Emmy. Go say hi to Emmy. Emmy's awesome. She's super sweet. Her model is adorable. Stay in your hair to ruffle it. Just a local bear surrounded by hot people. Yep. What's the saying? My steak is too juicy and my lobster too buttery. But I will see you guys tomorrow for the tournament in the morning on Sucrose's stream. And then Monster Hunter Stories 3 in the evening. I need to go eat dinner and go to bed. I'm hungry. But thank you for being here, Nicole. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for sticking around and chat with us, sweetheart. Thank you for giving the stream a chance. And hi, Louie. I hope you feel better soon, sweetheart. It's always good to see you. Mwah. And again, if you need more of my ASMR content, if the stream wasn't enough for you, and you need to watch the VODs or want to watch the VODs, please do so on YouTube. We're not monetized over there. We don't have enough watch time or subs or anything. So there's no ads. If you get ads on the VODs, I can't do anything about that. That's just YouTube putting ads on a channel that doesn't even qualify for monetization. And that sucks. But there shouldn't be. There will be ads on the Twitch VODs, though. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for yapping with us. But please give Emmy some love. She deserves it. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.